Miss Martin Muses and Pub Crawl. We are into the fourth hour of our third night of total drinking. So who's better to have on than the one, the only, the legend herself, according to Christie.
Hello. I didn't know I was unmuted.
Oh, I was like, fine, screw you.
Because I'm over here trying to fuck, because I have my windows open. It's nice and cool, but I can hear the airplane. I don't know if the background noise is good or not. I haven't done this shit almost I've been on a panel just to jump in, but not hey, Christie's gonna be here tonight type thing.
Yeah, well, I'm so happy to be the one to do it. Woohoo!
I know.
Girl. Talk about an OG.
I broke my. I'm not gonna say that. You know what? Screw it, Teresa. I broke my live stream virginity again with you.
Oh, dear me! Wow.
Oh, fuck me.
Well,
I'm gonna regret saying that.
Someone else. Well, it's okay. We're all virgins here. Wait, that sounded really weird too. Well, actually, I had a virgin drink. Okay, I'm going to try to save this. I had a virgin drink. They actually have now whiskey alternatives where it's basically just some flavored water with some spices in it. And so I made myself a virgin Manhattan with it before I came on. So there we go. That, and earlier I had cough syrup, but I really made sure to do my last dose of cough syrup at 2:00 this afternoon, because I was told, don't you dare go on with Christie while you're high on cough syrup. That would totally end my channel. God knows what I would say.
Oh no, absolutely. Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I
never
mean,
drink
it's one
or
thing.
have cough syrup.
It's one thing for me to do that on some. Yeah, I've done that before though. I've been sick with bronchitis and had Tylenol, 3 shots of Fireball before going on a live stream.
Dude. Well, Fireball, I remember that. Mix it with some cream and.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. But look who's
Do
here
you,
at Zombie
you mix
Talk.
it with cream soda?
No, well, you can do it with just normal cream, or rum shot is a good one, or even some Bailey's Irish cream.
Gotcha.
Girl,
Gotcha.
it's good. Yeah. But well, here on Pub Crawl, the guest always chooses a pub, and well, what can I say? This is what we came up with. This is the pub for working girls. It's DoorDash.
DoorDash.
Woohoo! This is where we're gathering. I told you we're in the 4th hour drinking, so this is just where we said F it, and we just bought a whole bunch of Fireball, a Woodburn bourbon, and Knob Creek, and lots of cherries, and it just arrived, and now we're here. Yeah, but but you were telling me backstage, and then we decided to go live. You have a story about DoorDash. What happened with DoorDash?
Not DoorDash, fucking Grubhub.
Oh, Grubhub. Okay. Tell us about Grubhub.
Hold on, I'm taking a shot.
Oh dear.
Girl, it's 10:00 at night where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So,
no, it's cool.
So, I gotta set the scene. I live downstairs. I have a fallish looking wreath on my door. This is a doormat. I can tell you where you can't see my apartment from driving around the apartment parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
So my building is here. You can't see my building number. And I'm telling them all this. And I get the notification that it's been delivered.
Oh.
And I look at the picture. And number 1, there's no wreath on the door. Number 2, it's an odd number apartment. Or even number apartment. All the odd numbers are first floor, like mine.
Mhm.
and it's fucking upstairs. So this dumbass, after looking in the delivery instructions that I put in there, it's the first thing on there, Teresa. I live on the first floor.
Mm.
Goes up to the second floor. Okay. I message Grubhub and they're like, okay, we're going to send you another order, no free of charge. Guess what they did?
They brought it to the second floor again.
Again, to the same fucking apartment. So I walked to this apartment complex, and of course, the food was not on the doorstep. So I knocked on this door. I said, "Where's my food?"
Oh.
Nobody answered. And then I got mad. And I'm not gonna. I was gonna. I tipped the first delivery person, but the second one for the no charge one, I couldn't
Mhm.
tip.
Yeah.
And I called Grubhub, and after 30 minutes of getting someone finally on the phone, I said, the tip that I left for the first person, I want it canceled.
Yeah.
It was a $5 tip. I mean, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but with how much my order is, and you're just literally picking up the order and driving it
Yeah.
to my place where I only live a mile and a half from, I just don't have a car, and
Mhm.
I'm too fucking lazy to walk. They're just like, we can't do that. I said, you're going to.
Yeah.
I said, that's fine. So I just called my bank. I said, you can't cancel this $5.
Nice.
And then I got some kind of message saying, why was this canceled type thing from Grubhub. And I like to cuss a lot. And it was like, fuck this. And like, your fucking service. I mean, it was bad. Because by that point I was so mad, I started
Mhm.
drinking. And I hadn't had and the only thing I had was like vodka. I hate vodka. That's the reason why I have it at my house.
Oh.
I hate it. It's the last thing I'll ever drink. And I didn't have anything to chase it with except for Sprite.
Oh god. Oh, girl, and on an empty stomach.
Yes. So I was so mad. I was so mad. It was a Friday night. I was going to just just a few glasses of stuff that I had ordered through Grubhub, and it never came. Had vodka, ended up having like Wheaties cereal and some fucking apple cinnamon oatmeal. I cooked it up like 3 hours later, and I was mad.
Okay. So that's why we're not getting alcohol from Grubhub tonight. Well, Christy had originally said Uber Eats, but I had a bad experience with Uber Eats because my account kept saying like you can't log in and put in your
Yeah.
email, and I go and put in my email, and they're like, belongs to someone else. I'm like, yeah, me. And I kept over and I was so mad. So I'm sitting there talking with some chat bot, and they're like, well, have you looked at the instructions? It's like, yes, I've looked at the instructions, and I'm telling you, they keep saying it's not me, but it is me, or that it's someone else, and that someone else is me. And I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to order food, and they're like, "Well, you need to do that." I say, "Can I talk to a human?" It's like blah blah blah, and I was so mad. So finally, I go on Twitter. That's the only time I've really, really gone awful and mean on Twitter. It's been on Uber
Mhm.
Eats and also Sonic. That's another story. And so I'm just like, listen, I need a person. Blah blah blah. The problem I'm having is not, oh yeah, that's the other thing. They're like, well, go look at our frequent problems. I'm like, I did. It didn't say this kind of a problem. And so I said, so help me. So help me. If I don't get to talk to a human in 1 minute, I'm going to go to DoorDash for the rest of my life. All my money is going to DoorDash. So, well, that's my story from Uber Eats.
Yeah.
And yeah. And when I threatened Sonic, I said I was going to go to Wendy's. Though that was a lie because Wendy's doesn't have those awesome Cokes and that awesome ice and the
I hate Wendy's. I
yeah.
like their I like their it reminds me of an old apartment that I used to live. There was the McDonald's, and then there was a Wendy's. And then
Yeah.
so I used to go to McDonald's, and literally, because any size drink was $1, get like a large Coke or a large Dr. Pepper, and then a large fry, and then go to Wendy's and get a 10-piece chicken nugget.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you see, we got it's a routine. Oh, but I
I
I like Wendy's apple pecan salad. I think that's pretty good.
I'm allergic to greens. That's what I tell people.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Keck's here. Great to see you, Keck. And
Hello.
is there a theme with pub crawls? Says Gribbly. Well, hello. Well, the theme is with the guest, and the guest takes us on a topic of their choice. And I think the topic tonight is ADHD, which is we're going to talk about whatever the hell we want.
Well, because I don't really go to I've never gone to pubs, and so like I even looked. I was like pubs around my like even just the Dallas area, DFW Metroplex. I was like the nearest pub to where I live was like 25 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh well, I tell people don't go to a but don't mention a pub where you live. Don't someone once sent
Oh
me
no!
one
Oh
like
no! 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 Oh no! 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 No!
oh
I,
gotcha.
I say that's the reason why I say the Dallas area or DFW.
Yeah.
I live in I don't live in Dallas. Just as a FYI, I don't
Yeah.
live near Dallas at all.
Yeah.
But
In
like
the vicinity.
it's in the vicinity, and I was just like, that's first off, the pub that was offered was towards Dallas, and I was like, I hate downtown Dallas.
Oh gosh. Dallas sucks.
Yep, and I hate yeah, but yeah, my pub was DoorDash.
Yeah. Yeah, which is where most people get their liquor but don't admit it when they're when they're when they're hating humanity. Yeah. Well, and of course people can do a fictional one. We've had the Prancing Pony, we've had lots of one from Dragonlance, all sorts of
Yeah,
good stuff. One Lady Gravemaster made up a pub. She just made up a random pub. So you can do whatever one, but the theme is that just one-on-one interviews where the people do a topic of their choice and we have fun, and that's talk about maybe the things that we don't see too much around in our
yeah.
little circle. So it's nice. Lots of really interesting, wild, crazy things have come from all of this. Oh gosh, Kick 44 says I haven't been told to kiss stuff in so long. What is that a thing of yours? Unless it's kiss my grits. That's what I
Yeah,
know
kiss
you
my
for.
grid.
Damn right, yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, yeah, and then when I had a problem with Sonic, it was because their app sucks, and they allowed me to order food there and all that, and I get there, and I'm waiting, and it's like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh, we're not serving right now." I'm like, "Well, then why'd the app let me do it?" And it was some kid, so I was like, "Okay, I know it's not your fault. I'll get on the phone, with the freaking thing." And even they were like, "Yeah, our app sucks. We're so sorry." And so I to them on Twitter because I had it was really, really hot, and I had it in my mind, I'm gonna get a daggone Diet Coke with that ice and all that. So I just jumped it. I was just like, "Blah, blah, Sonic, and I'm gonna go to Wendy's." And then Stieg, he just decided to jump in. He's over there in Nora. He didn't even know what Sonic is. He's like, "What kind of a shit place is this?" And a few others
Sonic is
joined
a
in.
hit or miss.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
You
just awesome.
fucking cat, would you move?
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, we have problems with our we have cat issues here at Miss Martin Muses as well, but mine is currently completely conked out. Yeah, so those are actually the only times where I've really gone really really nasty on Twitter. But my attitude is, hey, they're a public business,
Yeah.
they but that's the only way you can get any answers because you try to go
I
through the avenues they tell you and they don't friggin' do it. They don't
I've
answer.
never understood where you it's like here with YouTube. So where I looked at the studio, like the studio. So even though I don't have I'm not a creator anymore, I can still see the information. And it
Mhm.
says to best contact us, go at Twitter support or something, or at
Yeah.
YouTube support on Twitter. What?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, how about we just contact you directly, you dumbass?
I don't understand that.
Yeah. And yeah, so that is definitely rage inducing and was like I said, I hangry and idiocracy is just
Mhm.
not a very good combination. Not a good combination at all. Oh dear. Well, we were also talking about some of the good old days when you used to do some wild streams with Walmart people.
Those streams, I swear to God.
They were so much fun. And what's really scary is a lot of them were true. I mean, that's what you'll see at Walmart, especially if you go at about midnight. So- oh
Hmm.
dear. Yeah.
I those I was like, there's no way. And I'm looking at people at Walmart, and I'm just like, there's no way. So I go to the shitty Walmart that's like nearest to my place.
Hmm.
And I used to love when it was open 24 hours, grocery shopping like at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. It
Hmm.
was, I didn't care if I had to do self checkout and stuff like that. It was great. But then you see all the drunks come, or all the people, or not even the drunks. It's just like, well, we don't have nothing else to do, so let's just go to Walmart.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean,
And the
and the
humanity.
staff is not doing anything about it.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. Some of those things that
it's
you
not.
see at
And
Walmart, I wouldn't
some
do
of those
anything
people
either.
Walmart streams.
I'm sorry? Oh, whoops! We accidentally talked over each other there. I think there was a lag.
Hold on, a plane is going by, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. So I want to wait.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
got you. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Teresa? Okay, but so I was gonna say some of those people Walmart streams. I
Oh dear.
I've had that. Most of them are public, but there are six that are private.
Oh, really? I wonder why.
Yeah, they will never see the light of day again. Most of it is because of Stieg and
Oh
myself,
no. Oh gosh.
and sometimes Justin Proper. Um, and it was just because of like what somebody said out of context,
Hmm. Oh
except for the
yes.
thing that Stieg said.
I think
I'm
I
not going to say
remember
that on
one
your
of them.
channel.
Yeah. Yeah. No, don't say it. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I
Oh,
just got
you
mostly
can find
monetized.
it. I mean, yeah, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you say mostly monetized.
Yeah. Well, it's mostly monetized because nowadays you can't. They let you get super chats and all of those at 500 and 3,000 hours, but you have to have the 1,000 to get AdSense. So I'm still trying to get to that 1,000 for AdSense, but no,
Oh,
it's
that's
lovely.
what it is. Okay.
Yeah, you see, that's what happens when you go away. You miss that stuff. I mean, frankly, I think they
It
should have
is.
done something like that a long time ago. Because it encouraged a lot of people to start streaming again with them because it's like, hey, you just make it too hard on people. So yeah,
Uh,
so no,
well,
it's
also
good.
too, I think as someone who used to be, well, I think as someone who used to be monetized on YouTube, I always try to do like stream elements, Streamlabs, or even like PayPal links
Hmm.
because I go straight to them.
Hmm.
But I can see why people don't want to do PayPal links because it might have their first and last name and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a privacy
But
issue.
who knows?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. As it is.
There is. There can
But
be.
yeah, because you know, last thing I need is someone to start charging a whole bunch of porn on my. It's like all of a sudden I get these Pornhub deals. Though on my PayPal, it's like, please no. Oh dear. Yeah, Justin Proper. What? Those
I
were some
love
fun
it.
days. Sorry.
I
Oops.
love how I can hear every other word because the internet where I'm at sucks because it's
Oh,
raining.
okay.
Eh. So if you don't hear me talk, that's why.
Oh, okay, no problem. I'm glad it's not me because I'm
Nope.
thinking, am I starting to hallucinate? Was it really the cough syrup from
No,
earlier? It's
no,
prescription.
it's me. No,
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
it's not.
Well,
It's
no.
not the cough syrup. It's Christy and the shitty internet.
Yeah. Well, luckily mine's working. Well, sometimes we actually. Well, would that dox? No, it wouldn't dox me. There's lots of tornadoes everywhere. Tornadoes come
I've sent a
around.
super chat to you.
Oh.
Was there an earthquake in Texas like Wednesday night or Tuesday night?
Oh. Maybe, but it was so big, I didn't feel it. I have a friend who had a meteor like crash over them. It's the end of the friggin' world. I'll tell you that.
Well, because I saw Lily.
Could be. Let me
I
see.
was in.
Because
I hate LA, and I happened to be in California area. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. We've caught up with each other.
This fucking internet.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's fucking laugh.
Okay, I was gonna say I hate California, but I was in LA area about 10 years ago, and there was an earthquake maybe 10, 12 years ago, and I freaked the hell out. Where I'm from, the ground doesn't shake.
No, yeah, it's not natural for the ground to shake. Oh hell yeah, it was in West Texas. Well, there you are.
It's not natural for the ground to shake, and so
Yeah.
okay, I literally have closed out of everything I can to like hopefully this internet will get better.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, we need to find someone to blame it on. Someone who's not here. We can blame it on
Yeah.
Steve because he's asleep. It's all his fault.
I so wish that bastard would be on stream.
Well,
I miss Deed. Like
yeah.
I miss streaming, but it was good to go away. 2020 sucked, but 2020 sucked, but I was still employed in 2020. It was 2021 to where uh-oh, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
But yeah. But so what else do we do on these pub crawls?
Well, if sometimes if people come up with a topic, like the last one was Civil War battlefields, so people can sit around and talk about that, or if you want to talk about a particular movie, want to talk about
Winds
I
of
don't know.
Winter's never coming.
Oh my gosh! Don't even. Oh, that bastard.
And I was thinking to myself, because I know I love how long has Game of Thrones been over with now? Since what, 2019? I think.
I think it was the spring of 2019. Oh gosh, what a nightmare.
And so I know a few people who are getting into the Game of Thrones show because of House of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And I love because Sporky News Podcast, Scott. Hi Nick. He does his stuff, and we would do the reviews on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And the episode of where what the hell's his name? Where the brother supposedly dies. The second.
Oh,
what the hell is his name?
Wait, are we talking about House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones?
House of the Dragon.
Oh, the gay guy who was supposed to die and didn't die?
Yeah, the Valerion. What the hell is his name?
Well,
it's not Lance. I want to say Lancel. Is it Lancel? Yeah, I don't think it's Lancel.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's first husband.
Yeah. But like that one, Laenor, that's what it is, Laenor. Lancel. Oh my god.
Thank you.
So on Scott's stream, I don't give a shit about spoilers. The books have been out, the material has been out for over a decade at least. Or you read about it. And people got so pissed at me because I was just like, well, he's dead. He's dead in the books. or that's the interpretation of it in the books, I should say.
Yeah, he
Because
never goes.
remember, it's a maester who wrote this, and so you have to take it with caution, whatever. That's the only thing I have. And then the fucking at the end of that episode. No, it wasn't it was that it wasn't that episode. It wasn't episode 7 of House of the Dragon. It was like episode 2 or 3 or something like that, to where they were getting married or talked about getting married, that I talked about how he was dead.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the episode, to where he fakes his death. And I got so much shit in that stream with Scott, because people were telling me spoilers about how he was, why are you spoiling this for us? How we didn't know he was dead. And then I watch it and he's fucking alive.
So
And
they
then
proved you wrong.
And it proved me right, and it proved me wrong, because I was thinking about, okay, Laenor had the dragon sea smoke. How is another Velaryon supposed to? Yeah, and that's a whole another can of worms.
Oh, yeah.
But I just that man walking came a what? But I don't understand when it comes to the With the Winds of Winter.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's been published chapters and stuff like that. And you're saying it's almost done. It's been done. You have this, you have that. So is it done and he just doesn't want to do it? Or is it just not done? And he's just, meh. Just going to wait till he's dead and someone else will write it. That husband and wife team.
Well, he claims that he's not going to let anyone else finish it, which I really hope is not true, because that would be crappy. At this point, I'll take the AI version.
Did you read that?
I did not read it, but I'm glad that I have the link and I have a safe link, because I might have to, because I think that he did abandon it because of what happened with the Game of Thrones show, and he completely lost the will to write, and now he's too chicken, SHIT, to let it come out. I'm hoping that he's finished both of them, and then he's gonna do it after he's dead.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Oh dear.
Sorry, my phone was ringing. I like when it comes to with Daenerys, with the character.
Mm-hmm.
Could she potentially go mad in the books? I wouldn't be surprised. But it's the follow through.
Mm-hmm.
You can't build this character up and then in 4 episodes or 5 episodes just go from her being the savior of the North and just then to being batshit crazy. Sure. Yeah. Could she have a downward spiral? Absolutely. Because losing John's love, or the supposed love that they're supposed to have, her dragon, Jorah, Missandei, however you say her name.
Missandei. Because you know this. Have you seen the meme?
Missandei. Missandei. So I understand all that. It's just it's the buildup that I don't like. I mean, I love the people who are listening now and who will listen afterwards, and yourself, who've read like the Lord of the Rings novels and stuff like that. I don't give a shit about Lord of the Rings. I can't stand it. But I have with this A Song of Ice and Fire book series. And yeah, I could just go on and on, Teresa. I'm so sorry.
No, well, that's what we're here for. Yeah. Well, Sam McCabe says it takes roughly 6 to 9 months to publish the average paperback, not including writing and self-edits. Windsor Woods will take much longer than that, all things considered. Wow. But the fecker's been doing it for 12 years. That's for crying out loud. Yeah, he's had all the time to do it. He's just been farting around. I think it would be really impactful if she didn't go mad, says Nick McCabe. She just grows into a massive tyrant. Oh, could
Yeah,
be. Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Um,
it, well, just exactly. Well, to the to normies as yeah.
yeah. Yeah, if Nick McCabe says if something has been released for years, does it count as spoiling? My opinion, it does not. It's like saying that you spoil Pride and Prejudice. It's like, for crying out loud, it's been around for 200 years. I once saw someone really bitch at a friend of mine about the series Reign, about
Hmm.
Mary Queen of Scots, and
Yeah.
someone was bitching about spoilers because you know how it ends for her, and my friend was
Are
like,
you
"Oh
serious?
my gosh, it's been 600 years."
You're joking, right?
I'm not
I mean,
joking. And yeah, no, I do understand. If people don't want to be spoiled about a show, well, then you need to be careful about what you watch on the internet. I mean, if you're gonna watch a thing about House of the Dragon, of course people are going to talk about the book. They're going to compare it, unless they've specifically said this is a non, or we only spoil like up to each episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to what how they're gonna do because House of the Dragon had the first season had 10 episodes, correct?
Yes, it did.
I think. Okay, so obviously you have the uh season one ended. Nick. Season one
Yeah,
ended
well, yeah, sorry. And
wait,
Boylin gets beheaded too.
wait, something happened to Mary?
Yeah. um, Joan of Arc. Oh gosh, this is gonna get, yeah, burns at the stake. Here you go, kids. Sorry, the Civil War. Robert E. Lee didn't win. Um,
That's funny. Tree said, "Dare you to read that."
oh, I love being spoiled. Oh wait, different spoiling. Oh, actually, I'm not entirely sure I get that, but that's okay. I'm sure it's a euphemism
Sure
for
feels
something.
that.
Do I have to Google that on Urban Dictionary?
Yes.
Oh no, my search history. Oh, I'll tell you, our D&D thing that we do where Steve DMs, it destroyed my search history because we were trying to find a picture for a tavern wrench, and I went, oh, I'll just look up like medieval horror or something, to get the right thing. And he was
That
like,
was a mistake.
don't. And sure enough, it wasn't medieval horrors that came up. Uh, Local ones.
You didn't you didn't have safe search on?
I guess not. And also
Yep,
don't randomly uh, do a search on James Purefoy. A scene from Rome might come up.
who?
James Purefoy, he was in Rome. He's a British actor who I love more than life itself, and he was in
Oh,
Rome.
yeah, I always remember him I always remember him from, Resident Evil as the guy
Oh,
who as the bad guy in Resident Evil.
yes. Well, if you want to see all
That's
of him, watch Rome. And it did come up.
I've already girl, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, no, but great to see you. Well, and for House of the Dragons, well, for one thing, the whole ending was spoiled in Game of Thrones because Joffrey's telling it to Sansa, and Stannis's little daughter is telling it to Sir Davos. It's like, oh yeah, the
Yeah,
dance of the dragons when blah 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 happens.
yeah. I just and I always wonder, I wanna know what they're gonna do in season 2 because it can go a few ways, and, yeah, so we'll
Oh,
see.
oh, well, thank you for the super chat, according to Christy. For $10 from according to Christy. I have seen all of him, LOL.
That's the reason
Well,
I was trying not to laugh when you said that.
Yeah, that's what I meant, yes. Well, thank you, Christy, for the
You're
$10. Much
welcome.
appreciated, and for that to Christy and for James Purefoy for giving us that view. Thank you. So
Um,
oh, the perils of prequels, yes.
well, because
Gosh.
I mean, like with season, I really don't want to. I don't. I know there's like 6 people who in the chat who read this stuff already, but like, are they gonna cut it off to when what happens with Princess Rainey? If you know what you get my drift with what happens to her.
Mhm.
Um, is it gonna be um what ha- what happens with
Well, with
minor
everybody.
children? What the outcome of some minor children?
Yeah. Um, I think it should end because we know who wins and who ends up on the throne.
Yeah,
That's
we
how it
do.
should end. That's how it should end.
No, I'm not talking about that. What I mean is like for the season, like for season 2, how they're gonna do it because they're having at least one less episode from last season,
Oh, duh.
and
Okay.
and how are they gonna? Granted, the Dance of the Dragons was like what 2-3 years or
2
something like that.
it might have been less than 2 years. It
Well,
was
and
relatively short.
like, that's my thing is you're gonna have something that's relatively short, and the creators are saying that they're gonna do it to like for like 4 or 5 seasons.
Mhm.
I'm just like, okay, that's great to have it visually, but like I could still people will still they'll still watch it, but they're still already gonna know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if they don't, I cannot wait till House of the Dragon starts again. So
Mhm.
I can start my trolling again.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, people should just go ahead and spoil themselves. That's all I've gotta say. My opinion is they should do the battles because some of those battles are so badass, just the way they're even just described in
Yeah,
history, even a paragraph. They did the episode 3, I think, of House of the Dragons was remember when Damon just went all
yeah, absolutely.
berserker? Yeah, that was almost a whole episode. They can do that with some of these battles. I think that that would be the best way for them to go, and I can't wait because those there's some
Har-
serious badass things with the dragons.
Harrenhal, the battle with the Triarchy and Prince Jacaerys. Those are like the top 2 I want to see,
Mhm.
Especially Harrenhal towards the end. I
Yeah.
That better be a damn good scene with Matt Smith.
Hell yes, and well, they've got Matt Smith, they can't waste him. Well, even the Battle of the Black Gate, I think we are gonna see that in the
Yeah,
next yeah, that's gonna be cool.
yeah,
Gonna see some Starks.
we are, aren't we?
Mhm.
I
Damn
didn't think about
right.
that.
A Stark that's not gonna be too nice like Ned. Gosh darn it.
He's such a
I'm gonna be
pain.
honorable
I'm gonna be honorable.
and let you survive. And she even just tells him when you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. It's like, so he deserved to die. I,
Wait,
sorry.
the first so Game of Thrones like season 1 was like what 2010 or 2011, 2012, something like that.
I think it was 2010. Don't quote me on
Okay.
that.
So I was still living with my mom. So no, I wasn't. Was I? No, I wasn't. But we all would meet at my sister's because I mean my niece was just 2. My oldest niece was just 2, and they would watch Game of Thrones.
Oh.
And they showed Ned and all of that. I know what's gonna happen. And I see my sister, like I see my mom crying, my sister's smirking, and I am howling laughing. Like I had tears coming down my eyes because I was just laughing so fucking hard. Because I was like, Mom, you remember that book that I wanted you to buy me when I was like 12? And you got mad at me about because of like the cutting the head off. She's like, that's what this shit is from? I said, yep,
There you are. It's like, hello.
yep.
Well, And it's so hard not even to see it. He's doomed from the very first. The second he agrees to become hand of the king to Robert, he sealed his fate. It's
I don't
very
under
well done.
So, obviously, we can speculate all we want, but it's like, you see him in the show anyway, talking with Catelyn, like, knowing it's a bad decision.
Mhm.
So, do it. Is it like the politics behind it? Like, if thinking like in a medieval type sense, if we can, is it like
Yeah.
the politics behind it to where if you don't say yes, it looks bad on the family, and like since he is like over the north as a whole?
Well, you never say no to the king, but another
Yeah, you
motivator,
can.
well, not in real life, but I mean, keep your
You
head.
put a you put a king in front of me, I'll tell that motherfucker no in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Well, we're Americans, by golly, and Texans even better. So,
It's true.
Ned was not a Texan, but also he wanted to go to King's Landing to try to figure out who killed his uh, his ward, or not his ward, his father figure, John Aaron. That was also
It's
part
true.
of it as well. And this would put him in a position to play Nancy Drew. And
He did a spectacular job.
oh yeah, he sucks. Nancy Drew is a better detective than you, Ned.
He did a
Well,
spectacular job.
sucked. Well, so many things went wrong. Sorry, I did that cough and laugh thing. That's weird, really weird. But
Uh,
yeah, so I'm
I don't care.
excited
I
about.
don't
Oh my goodness.
like. I'm sorry. I don't mean to burp, but it's damn near 11 o'clock. So at this point, we're just like we're shooting this shit. We're talking. We're having fun. That's what a live stream is supposed to be about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that might be my first for a live stream, actually.
What, somebody burping? Oh,
Yeah.
then you've never heard my streams then.
Oh, I've heard. I mean, on my channel. So making its debut here on Miss Martin Muse is Miss Martin, rather it's
Just
Miss Martin Muse's debut.
just what I need is somebody to like who is it, memes of destruction, to find out this live stream and go to what is it, like 42 minutes in, to find me burping, and just like he did with one of my first live streams,
Oh
to
no.
where I sneezed, and I need to find that clip, but I'll find it. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you, where he timed my sneeze to like when to a scene in Sonic the movie or something
Oh
like that.
no.
But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying before? I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all good. Well, yeah. So we all agree that Ned sucks, and the ending was of House of the Dragons was shown in season 2, I believe. So this next season, the only question I have is, are they going to have the balls to properly do the bread and cheese? I mean, we know they've got to go through with it, but are they actually going to do it as was? Because they changed parts of the Red Wedding when they did it in Game of Thrones.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think they might chicken out only because of the whole children. Well, I think they're going to do it, but they won't show it maybe because
It's
it is pretty.
HBO.
Yeah, but they're 6 years old. What, 6 years old kid? Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, we know that they've kind of done it. Spoiler alert. We've seen the behind the scenes stuff where the chick, the mother, sister, aunt, I don't know, the kid. It's her son and her nephew, where she's mourning
That's
him and all messed. Yeah.
that's so fucking weird. I mean, I
Uh,
get it. I mean, it happened in history. I mean, look at King Charles. His parents were second cousins, for fuck's sake.
Victoria and Albert were first cousins.
Yeah, but that's not in a generation where I'm alive. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gross to think about, but like a second cousin is my youngest cousin, who is 22, and my niece, who is 9. That's second cousins. That's weird.
Let me Google this because it might be they were third cousins. How were they related? Well, you realize I actually Googled it because I was sick of all this talk about Kentucky and first cousins marrying. Turns out it's illegal to do it in Kentucky, but it's legal in like Maine or like there, a lot of northern states. You are allowed to marry your cousin. I'm serious. Let me see what I can do. Queen Elizabeth. Oh, they were third cousins.
Oh,
so
that's still weird.
Oh, well, it's still pretty close. Well, that's why they all ended up hemophiliacs. Yeah, let me see if I can bring this up. But yeah, but marrying your first in the US. Oh. Okay, here's the list. Alabama, Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, the District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. Oh, Tennessee, Vermont, and Virginia.
Texas isn't on there?
Sorry?
Texas isn't on there?
Hell no, we don't allow that shit here.
Yeah, man. we just allow 13 and 14 and 15-year-olds to get married. I mean,
is that the age of consent? But don't they have to be married to their I'm sorry, don't they have to have parental permission?
Oh yeah. My aunt was 14 when she got married.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was in 1973, 1974. She was 14. 14 going on 15.
Damn.
And I mean, she's still together with her husband, but my uncle was 20, 19 going on 20.
Dang. And I remember like Loretta Lynn, she was like 13, but that was in the 40s, and the Great Balls of Fire dude, but oh my gosh.
He married his second cousin, Jerry Lee Lewis. No,
yeah, but
that was his second cousin.
Second cousin, and she was 13. Yuck.
That's
still happens in Tasmania. Well, that makes suddenly it all makes sense. Everyone there has two heads. It is known. Heard Norwegians are kind of iffy. Oh, well, Steve's asleep. Are they allowed to marry cousins? That doesn't sound.
Yeah, those Norwegians sure are kind of fucking iffy. And I said that at 49 minutes and 1 second. So, hi, Steve.
Oh. Okay, hello, Mikey Souza 4.
Hi, Mikey.
Mikey Souza 4, yeah. All right, let me see. Oh, it's on Instagram. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, it's on Instagram.
Let me do it or not. Let me see.
I'd share it, but like I don't know if my damn it'll buffer to hell.
Yeah, and let me make sure. Okay, that's. Oh, I see it here. Let's see. Gosh, I'm such a boomer. I'm just double checking because making certain it doesn't like dox me. Sometimes you'll go like on Google and they'll dox you. They'll be like, "Hello, so and so who lives here on this zip code. Do you want to buy a bra?"
I didn't think about that.
This is okay. It's cool because I've looked at it. This is good, but Google's the worst. So this is fine. This went straight to
Google
it.
Is the worst.
Yeah, they suck. All right, here we go. Blast from the past. There you are laughing. I
don't know if you you might have to click the sound on the video, like somewhere in the video. I don't know how that works with Instagram.
Oh, here it is.
I had to sneeze.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Hello, memes of destruction. How are you?
Hey.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Where's he going?
I had to sneeze.
One more time.
Hello, memes of destruction. How are you?
Hey.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Where's he going? Oh my
I gotta sneeze. I had to sneeze.
I could watch that all day.
That was when I used to I would be at my job and live stream, at my old job, because I used to work there so late.
Oh,
I mean, signing into YouTube and everything. I didn't give a shit.
oh no. All right,
They
well,
never
let
said
me-
anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as I guess. Oh dear. Let's see, Norwegians. Gosh, what came up with Norwegians? Norwegian leaves babies outside. Well, no, that was when they were Vikings. I don't think they're allowed to do that today. Can they marry their cousins? Let me see. It is not against the law to get married, but it is important to note that if the parents are related to each other, there is an increased risk of having children who are ill or have congenital deformities. Well, yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you'll end up a hemophiliac, and then we get the friggin' Russian Revolution and all sorts of
Or
weird
like
stuff.
Sam put in the chat about the Habsburgs.
Oh
About
yeah,
the jaw, about the jaw.
Yeah, you get ugly jaws.
And you see it. I mean, you see the portraits, and then you're just like, how close is that really? Because you see pictures of those jaws now. Well, I guess you don't see it, but I mean, it had to be worse in person than what portrait. Because I mean, it's supposed to be the portrait of the king, isn't
Yeah.
it? Kind of
Well,
clean
lots
him
of
up.
that was the equivalent of Photoshop back in the day, or photo filters.
Yeah.
It was your portrait person. Like you didn't want them to make you ugly. Oh dear.
I don't use a lot of photo filters, but I sure do it when it cause my smile has always been crooked. And
Oh.
so, in my profile picture, the guy who did it, the picture that this is based on the smile is so crooked.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Well,
so funny, but it is what it is.
yeah. All right. Well, I think right now that House of the Dragon, I'm excited about it.
Mhm.
It's just that we're just waiting for the other shoe to drop, because they always do the thing where the first season is amazing, and then and then
Yeah.
the second season they do all sorts of wild stuff. Oh, hello, Mr. Grant Gregory. Good to see you. Yeah, we're on a Song of Ice and Fire Sporking. You can find him there and many other places. We're just talking about House of the Dragon, and if it's gonna suck, because they already changed the gay guy not dying. Lenore. Did I call him Lenore? Oh gosh. Lenore or whatever. It's not the Raven. Quote the Raven nevermore.
Lenore.
That he's
Lenore.
Thank you. Because it ruined everything, because now uncle daughter niece thing going on with Matt Smith and the other chick, their marriage isn't valid. Damon, because he's a bigamist. It's just
And,
lame.
oh, and you know that what's bad about that is, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just want to
Well.
make sure. With what's bad about that, because in the book, it's supposed that he is dead, so there was nothing standing in the way of them being married. But in the show, I mean, the kings that come afterwards and the dynasty that's afterwards, they're all bastards.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
that's right.
so then if that's the case, then okay, so you have Aegon the Fourth, Aegon the Unworthy. Viserys, so that Aegon the Unworthy is Daemon's grandson. And you know how you had the Targaryens and the Blackfires. And then on his deathbed, he legitimized the Blackfires. So technically, if you really want to, shouldn't the Blackfires have gotten the throne instead? I'm just putting that out there.
Oh my gosh.
No? No? Okay.
I guess. Well, from a certain point of view.
That's where my mind goes because it's not in the books, it's not in the lore anywhere. So when it's on the show like that, it can spread like a can of worms. And how do you tie that back up to the story? Or are you just going to leave it as is? And the book people are going to be like, oh, they were married, and the show people, yeah, who knows?
Mr. Grant Gregory says it showed that Damon was willing to kill for her in the series. It makes zero sense. Like Demarius and legitimizing Robert's bastard. I thought the same thing. It's like, you dumb bitch. Now you've got a rival for the throne. It should come back to bite them in the ass. Yes. And if they don't let it come back to bite them in the ass, then they suck. Because it...
Yeah.
And I think that the only reason they didn't do it was because they were so afraid of the trope that people object to. So House of the Dragon, says Gribbly, was considerably above expectation, arguably much better than the book. Well, it was written as a history and as an unreliable history to begin with. The only thing I get cranky about...
That's the wording I was looking for earlier.
Unreliable narrator?
Yeah, that's the wording I was looking. Unreliable narrator.
Yeah, you see, we use big words here at Miss Marmies. Yeah, but I agree with you, Mr. Grant Gregory, that overall I gave the show a C, because 7 out of 10, because some of it was really good, but some of it was very uneven. Yeah, actually, it ends up in throne isn't based on who deserves it, and that's true, but you at least need to have a bloodline, which is why we have the friggin' America and the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. So we don't have to worry about that. Domino effect of consequences. Correct, Sam McCabe. What trope? I guess I can kind of say it, the killing the gay people. I don't want to say the exact phrase because I don't want to trigger anything, but the idea is, in so many shows in the past, they would have gay characters, but then they would die. So people now are afraid to kill gay characters in case they get accused of a soft form of homophobia.
No,
so that's...
yeah, I understand that. You wanted to change the color of the Valerion. I'm okay. I don't care. But when the son is essentially, from what we know of, is supposed to be dead, then he's not. That creates a conundrum. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's people like me that will just nitpick at it, and other people will be like, Christy, just shut the hell up. Yeah. But it's just like, it's a literal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. They used to have people come in and watch the woman's you-know-what during birth to make sure that the baby that came out literally came out of her body and it was the same baby, so that they could secure the line of succession. So that
they did that to my grandfather's my grandfather's mother. They did that to her.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the hell was she? Who was she? Was she the queen?
Because she... So I can't say that last name because you'll know who it is. But her father, my great grandmother, the man who raised her was not her father. Her biological father was like, they say it was either mulatto Indian, or just because the term mulatto, whatever. But like, so when she got married and my grandfather was born, they wanted to make sure, like, I guess the kids looked like the parents. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this was in the 30s and the 40s, and in the Oklahoma Panhandle, like that, like very small town, like 50 population of less than 100. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, it happens. Um, yeah, that's true, Gribbly. For example, at the end of the War of the Roses, you have Henry the Seventh, who is going to become Henry the Seventh, killing Richard III. He won it on the battlefield. But in general, the line of succession is incredibly important. Now, today, what they do, I know with the royal family in England, the doctor plays that role, so it doesn't get creepy and weird unless you're Harry. Yeah, unless you're Harry and Meghan, who wanted to skirt around that, and that's why all the rumors surround their children. It's their own daggone fault. Oh dear. Yes, Mr. Grant Gregory says, well, at least they nailed the look of the Valerians. Oh gosh. Yeah. Hey, ladies.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock it. I like who plays Corliss, Stephen Toussaint. Am I saying that name correctly?
For some, probably not. If it's French, I suck at French too. I forget his name.
At least I'm not going Toussaint. Stephen Toussaint. I can pull my text now if you want me to.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Oh no, he's a great actor. I mean, I can't object. And if it really is true, and I think it is, that you have to have a certain percentage of your cast be of a certain race, they at least made it work within the story. It wasn't like the way they do in some shows where it would have been people's siblings were black or Asian or whatever, even though their parents were white, or they had black parents and had white siblings, where they just randomly assign characters. At least they had it make sense. Thank you, Steve Toussaint. Yeah.
There you go. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Still remember Italy versus Italy.
I know that's from.
I think they're going to keep digging themselves into holes about that because they keep breaking their own rules that they're making with the diversity thing. Because it also says in the rules, I know on Amazon, that people have to portray the same race has to be of the character that they're portraying. And I think they're doing that because they don't want a situation of, blackface. Well, but then they go and do it to white people. So it's like, wait a second. So it's a paradox.
I mean, I don't watch half the shows that they talk about what that goes on with anyway. Mm-hmm. But it's a tit for tat thing. You can't have it for this and not have it for that. Mm-hmm. And down the line, whether it's next year, couple years, 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to come back and bite people in the ass. It always does. Yeah. Maybe not be in the way we think about it with being big headlines. Maybe it's in their contract. Maybe it's with a manager or a divorce or something, but it always does.
Yeah, it'll be quietly relieved because everyone's always in favor of these rules until it's them that have to give up the role. Yeah. I think it was Rian Johnson who kept saying, we need to have more women directors. It's like, okay, so give up your Knives Out. You don't direct Knives Out then. Give it to a woman. Put your money where your mouth is. Everyone wants everyone else to make a sacrifice. But the VA thing is backfiring hard.
When you said Rian Johnson, I was like, who the fuck is Rian Johnson? I had to think about it.
Yeah. Remember him, Ryan Roundhead Johnson? That was his nickname. Yeah, the villain of The Last Jedi.
Well, and yeah, I love it with Star Wars, and like I've seen, what was it, the 3 movies in the 70s, 80s, and the 2000s, and then I didn't see the last one with Harrison Ford. Was it The Last Jedi? That was episode 8. And I know enough. whatever. I know enough about the lore. I know who is who and stuff like that. I'm a normie. If it's not House of the Dragon or if it's not A Song of Ice and Fire, I'm a normie. Okay,
Yeah, that's
you
all right.
want to target me in the movies, even Knives Out, which I couldn't stand, by the way. And I was in the house in The Last Jedi, and I said this on a stream that it took me 2.5 days to watch that movie because I was just
Losing the
I
will to
didn't know
live.
what to do with. I didn't know what to do with it because for me, it's like the pacing and stuff like that, and like I'm the type of person to where I know things can be awkward in real life, and so when I see something on a movie and I think it's awkward, I will mute it, and because it's just or it's weird.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
everything about that movie was weird, but yes, yeah. Sam McCabe says a good point. Insisting only X actors can voice X actors, people are realizing quickly that's true. Being a minority means mathematically vis-a-vis less work. That's the thing. It's very limiting. Who was it? Was it one of the actors that was complaining about it? Because he's like, that's ridiculous. That means I can never be Henry V. I can never be, the great roles. It might have been. It was a Shakespearean actor, I think, that was talking about that. It's just absurd.
Well, here's my thing about that. It's like the thing with Cleopatra, and in this,
No.
and I want to say this is because there's a movie Cleopatra on Netflix, Cleopatra, and people are talking about her looks and stuff like that. But then at the same time, there's a series that Netflix had with like for Rome, Mark Antony, Augustus, Julius Caesar, and they had Cleopatra on there. Completely different, the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
The same network. Well, it might not be the same network, but that's how most people are going to see it because it's on Netflix. But distributor deals and who made it and stuff like that's completely different. But they advertised with her looking essentially light, a light-skinned Black person, and then you look at someone in the Rome series where she's essentially Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, she's
has a tan, but not nowhere near like someone who like of a darker skin.
Yeah. Well, she was of Mediterranean, Hellenic looks, and when I think that part of the reason people had a problem on several levels with it was it also purported to be a documentary as well, and it's one thing when you switch fictional characters, but when you start switching around real people, that's where it can start to be a little weird because you're starting to change history.
You always pull it back to because that's essentially what I was going to talk about is sure you can play King Charles II, you can play Prince Albert, you can play whoever, but just know this is a version of history that you're playing and it's not real.
Yeah.
You can say your character is based upon real events, but it's not real. That's just like I don't know, like Downton Abbey. It has a part of like who is it? King Charles II or King Charles's grandparents or great grandparents.
Oh, correct. Yes, in the movie.
In the movie,
it was his great grandparents. Yes.
Okay, I didn't know.
Sadly, I know all about it. I'm into it. What can I say?
You're into a lot more history than I am. I know enough to like if I win a few drinking contests or like win a few money, but like in the chat, like they say Cleopatra was Macedonian. I'm probably butchering that, but like I don't even know where that is. Like we're on an ancient map where that is. I know when I think of that, I think of like Egypt area or like Cyprus or whatever in that area of the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yes, I think Bridgerton works because it doesn't pretend to be real. Correct. Yes. Well, no. I mean, we're not saying that someone has to obviously be from the country. For one thing, that no one, everyone is playing a fictional character, but when you start to get into, people need to resemble them. For example, when they race swapped and gender swapped a real Viking king, a real king in Norway. That's what I'm saying is and especially when you consider our history, a real racist, if you will, history, it can also cheapen it. Like I said, I just don't like it with real historical figures. I mean, we can always be close, but Christy, you made a good point that every version that you're going to see will be a fictional version. That's coming up with The Crown right now, where they're coming out with a new
Mhm.
series, and it's like, listen, we know what happened with Diana. We were there. We watched it, and so some of the things that they're going to be planning to do, we just know isn't true. And so maybe this is a long roundabout way of saying people need to not believe everything they see on TV as well. Yeah.
North of Greece. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I knew it was in that area. Yes. And I do understand where, if you're from that heritage, that's a matter of pride. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and so if you switch that out, it's like, wait a second, this is our heritage. And it would be just as absurd if we were to take Martin Luther King. We've all seen those where it's like, what, Ryan Gosling is Martin Luther King. It's like, no, that's not. It's you want to be close, and I think
That's
also.
like
Sorry.
no. I was just thinking because I was scrolling through Twitter during Halloween, and Ryan is Black Panther. That just popped up to my mind when you said something like that, to where it's like with Martin Luther King. In nowhere sense am I saying it's anywhere similar, but what I mean is like two completely different like races trying to play a person, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna shut
Correct.
it now.
Yes. But how do I say this? Also, I think that part of the reason why it rankles is the reasons behind it. And like, I've never had a problem with theater and opera and all that where it's actually very normal and natural to have that. But when you start trying to limit or bring something else into how you're portraying someone, especially a historical person, is different. And that's why, obviously Bridgerton is complete fantasy. But I didn't like the part of Bridgerton where they brought in Queen Charlotte. It's like, yes, it was complete fantasy, but then you brought in someone that was real. Just something to be cautious of, in my humble opinion. Sam McCabe says, doing the DEI thing presents a false image of the past. It gives people the view that the past was more progressive than it was. Well, see, that's not exactly what I'm saying. Is in a way, it kind of cheapens the real, true racism that really existed, and the struggles and where we've gone to get to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
All right.
y'all. All these smart people, and here I am. I was like, yeah.
No. You know exactly what you're talking about, girl. It's great. So, but we're gonna go ahead and go into our roll 7 portion of the game. This is something that was Steeg's idea. I always try to give him credit. Similar to Inside the Actor Studio, where we have certain questions open ended and you can answer them honestly or as crazily as you want. It's up to you. Also tested by my mother. So
Also, remember, blame Steve Kenobi.
yeah, absolutely. Always blame him. People do anyways. So I may as well. Let's just get in on this. And of course, everyone in the chat, I do encourage you to also participate. So what I do is I roll a d20 7 times, and each one corresponds to a question. Before I answer, just get to this last point here from Sam McCabe. Colorblind casting works because any member of the cast can change with the run. If only certain characters are swapped, it smacks of political maneuvering. Correct. And I pointed out, actually, that sometimes their choice of who they will race swap versus who they will not is also a little bit telling. For example, you will often see a black man playing Javert in Les Miserables, but how often do you see a black person playing Cosette or Jean Valjean? They'll make the bad people black, and it's like, well, have you actually done something progressive, or is it something worse? Mm-hmm.
You're right. There was it was a BBC where what they did with
Yes.
whatever, and O David Oyelowo. I'm so sorry for butchering his name. He is a wonderful actor, and he's in that new show. Like it's in the universe of Yellowstone. The black
1823 or
no
1880.
1883, where he Batson or Bassett or whatever it is. Whatever. What I'm trying to say is you're right about that, because he was such an ass in that. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up now.
No, you're right. He was the villain. They were like, "Well, look at us. We're doing swapping," but they all the good people were white, and all the bad people were black or Middle Eastern. And I was thinking, you didn't do anything progressive. You actually did something worse. So correct. Oh gosh,
Ginger side.
Ginger side. Oh, don't get us started on that. Yes, I actually did a video, frankly. I'm glad you brought that up, Christy, because when I was talking about race swapping, I specifically mentioned what they did in that version of Les Miserables. Like Eponine was black, but Marius was white. Cosette was white and pale white and blonde, everything. It was very, very stereotypical.
I love how her mother is a brunette. And I mean, coming from someone who is a brunette and brown eyes and a mother who has blue eyes and blue greenish eyes and very reddish blonde hair, Cosette would not be a blonde haired blue eyed girl.
No. And in the book, Fantine was the one who was blonde, and the father had the darker hair, so Cosette actually had dark hair.
Yeah.
But there we are. But of course, Fantine was was white too. All the good people were white in that. So even though he did a great job as Javert, no one's doubting that. But I just remember they were talking about how progressive they were with their casting. I'm thinking, no, you're not. And making Anne Boleyn black, but everyone else white. It's like, that's not making your point.
I would love to see Bill Burr play. I don't know how to say that Star Trek character name.
Uhura? Oh, dear.
Yeah, there you go. Uhura.
Please don't.
That's so weird.
Uhura. Well, yeah, she's a classic character.
Over here.
Oh dear, the Star Trek people are coming after us. All right, let's do the first roll.
Okay, yeah.
What fictional place would you like to go and why?
What fictional place would I like to go and why? Nowhere that's based in the past, that's for damn sure. Nowhere that's
a fictional, so like something in a book, something.
I know that's what I'm trying. I know that's what I'm trying to think, girl. Because I mean, you got stuff that's like either one is like you go too far, it's not for women. You go back too far, go too forward. I was just like, does it have to be a book?
No, it can be a movie. It can be a TV show.
Oh, the Jetsons.
Oh, yes,
the Jetsons, and because it's the future, and I would love a Judy Jetson easy bake oven.
Oh yeah, hell yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So we're gonna go hang out for the Jetsons. All right, roll number 2. What's your favorite BS excuse when you're late?
That's so hard when you work remote. But what I've had used recently is because it's true. Is for one, my internet sucks, or where I live. So it's raining. It's raining outside, pretty hard. I'm not home, but it's well, I'm home, but I'm not anyway. But the power doesn't go out. This past Monday, when I was home, it was sunny, it was warm. I had my AC on. My power goes out in the middle of the day. So I always blame it on oh, my power went out if I'm late or something like that. And always like I'm the type where like I'll get a screenshot of something and I will like whatever software that I have or whatever thing I can use to like change the wording and stuff like that to show like, oh yeah, this is true. It really happened to her. I've done that before.
Alrighty. That's a really good one. So whenever Christy says it's her internet, you know she's full of crap. Unless it's tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Or my power's out.
Okay.
Or my power's out.
Yeah. What's the most immature thing that you do?
What's the most immature thing that I oh fuck. What's the most immature thing that I do?
You got to choose one.
That's because I do a lot.
Yeah. We all do.
I tease the shit out of my nieces. Like or my uncle whenever he's around, because I'm real close to my uncle. I always tease just doing random shit to, like, just to make him mad. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you're going near someone and they're like, don't touch me, and you take your finger and you'll hover over them. I'm not touching you. You said not to touch you. I'm not touching you. And then I end up like touching his shirt or something like that, or I do this with my nieces too. They're like, don't touch me. And I said, but touch your skin or touch your clothes. Don't touch my skin.
Oh no, I'd kill you actually.
Yeah. It's got, and my mom, I don't want to say this because it'll tell me if I say my middle name, you're gonna be able to look up where I am. Mm-hmm. But she'd be like, Christy Lee. That's not my middle name, by the way. Mm-hmm. She's like, Christy Lee, and I was like, uh-oh. And I'll go to her. Get your finger out of my face. Get your finger out of my face. I'm not touching you, Mom. And then she'll grab my finger and then she would bend it. So yeah. And this was 2 weeks ago.
Oh my.
Argue with people on the internet? Probably. That's yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I don't argue with people on the internet. I gave that up a long time ago.
I really don't, because it don't even just makes me either upset, like sad or mad, and mm-hmm. it's not worth it. It's the internet at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'll just log off.
Yeah, I agree with you. It makes you sad and mad, but also it's an exercise in futility, because half the time the people aren't serious. When I learned how many fake arguments or fake things happen out on Twitter because people are trying to get engagement. So no matter what you say, you're not going to change their mind. It's just done just to stir people up. And it's worse now that people can monetize their Twitter if you have so many followers and so many engagements. So people are triply trying to just do things to just upset people and get them to argue for the sake of arguing.
I say at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But don't bitch about it, or don't cry about it when you started in the first place. So it's gonna be you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't type thing. That's just like with YouTube, live streaming, whatnot. If you have a certain argument that you're gonna say, stay with the argument. I don't care. I'll respect you more if you actually believe in something versus being a fake outrage. But that's a whole nother can of worms, Teresa.
I was about ready to say, speaking of which,
What is your next question, my dear?
Okay, but I'm always right. I can always convince them. Exactly. That's just what's ridiculous. All right, let's do roll number 4. What? Oh wait. Oh, same number. Keep them for the lottery. What's the most annoying question you've ever been asked?
God damn. Oh, sorry.
And it's all right.
I'm sorry. Probably, are you single? And what I mean by that is, I could just be groceries. Like a couple weeks ago when I went to Kroger, I like my hair right now. It's in a messy, like a double Dutch braid, like French braid. I have my glasses on. I have leggings, long sweater on type thing, and I'm going to get groceries. And hey, baby, you single? Not hello, hi, how are you doing? It's essentially that.
Yuck. Oh, it's the internet. We lost her. Well, hopefully, maybe we can get Christy back. Hello, Copa Ex Machina. Good to see you. Well, I'll answer that question for me along these same lines of what Christy was just saying. Usually it's, why are you single? Gosh, I hate that one. But I got people to quit asking me that question when I would start to say, why aren't you divorced? It's like, what? It's like, well, yeah, it's a pretty personal question. Yay, she's back. I was saying, so was it the internet?
Yeah, it was the internet. I like arguing with people on the internet, or just arguing with your internet provider. Yeah, it's even a grocery store. It's just it's creepy. Well, they're doing that, just being like leering. I've had guys that have done that. Hell, I've had women that have done that to me too. But,
well done.
But what I'm trying to say is it's about their approach and how they do it. And you can tell right off the bat when someone, if they're giving you bad vibes, is all I'm saying. And I've gotten more bad vibes from people than genuine compliments. And I don't like saying that.
No, I understand.
And no offense, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Precisely. Oh gosh, yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
People are
bye, Christy.
Bye, but she's back. Haha.
I was so like, I was talking and I was like, motherfucker. One more question?
No. Ha ha ha. It's roll 7. We've only rolled 4.
Oh, okay.
5. Okay. You're like, I want to get the fuck out of here.
No, it's not that. Because it's not. I don't know how much longer this internet is gonna last. That's the
okay.
thing.
No, understood.
If it's doing that now, where it's kicking me out of StreamYards, then yeah.
No problem. What? Where do you most feel out of place?
Where I most feel out of place? I would definitely say in a big like auditorium type thing. And what I mean by that is pre-COVID, when I was working at a post-secondary education, like anything after high school, is my bread and butter. I've been in that industry for going on 23 years. And we would have graduations, big graduations, like announcing and everything like that. And then when COVID happened, that just stopped. And so for 2020, 2021, I really wasn't around anybody. And so when I started having to go do that again, like over this past summer, I got nervous because I didn't know what to do, Teresa, because I mean, like, it was weird not from being around a couple hundred people all the time to being just by yourself on a computer or on Zoom or something like that, and to being in person and having all these people, hey, how are you doing? How have you been? What have you been doing? and it was weird, and that sucks. But it's gotten better.
Yeah. Well, I think we all got kind of messed up by all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, the only good thing about COVID that I just love is the fact that people still don't really want to shake your hand.
I know,
love
it's
it.
wonderful. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. Because I go good. I don't have to touch people's hands. Ew, germs. So I'm going to keep that forever. Oh, let's see. Oh, what are you most afraid of?
One of my most I'll tell you what I'm most afraid of. Fucking clowns.
Oh, gosh.
And it's not even in the sense that, oh, I can't watch a clown movie or anything like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's even going to a haunted house. That's fine. It's the people, because they did this to my sister. My sister back in 2016, when she was pregnant with her second child. She lives, I'll tell you afterwards the area that she lives in, but she lives in an area that's probably about population of 900, but it's country. So, she lives on a county road, and she doesn't even live in the county. She doesn't even live in the city limits. She lives in the country, the county, or the country. And so, someone just was walking up the road, came down the driveway. So, we live in Texas, so you know what we did.
You shot him? Oh no!
She got her shotgun, and I got my pistol, and then she's no, go get the other shotgun, and then my niece, she was 8, like 7 or 8 at the time. She had a pink shotgun, and so we all got out, and we were sitting at on the tailgate of her truck, and it's like that right there. Maybe it's people doing that as a whole. I think that scares me, but I still don't like clowns. But just having the gall to do that and get away with it for the most part, I think. But yeah, but more than likely fucking clowns.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, and one more. You remember the creepy little dolls that, because my mom had these, that they didn't have a face, like the face dolls that you could sit them in the corner.
Oh yeah, they just had like a white head and a little bonnet or something.
Yeah, and they had like so you could see the back of them, like their arms were folded up, like they were in the corner, like in a timeout or something like that. My mom still has those now. And she has them in her guest bedrooms. And you know what all of us do? We take them out and we put them in her closet.
Oh no! Well,
I don't care. I'm 40 years old, and I'm just like, I don't think so. It's a doll. No. And I sleep, and I even sleep with my bathroom light open. So there you go, right there.
Yeah. No. Well, I also don't like those porcelain dolls. Are you talking about for me? I don't have a Discord.
I don't have Discord either.
Hell no. I'm in a few, but gosh, I've got enough trouble in my life.
I don't like installing anything on my computer.
Yeah, screw that.
It takes up space. And I'm a cheap bitch.
Yeah. If I understood you correctly there, if that was your question. All right. If you could have dinner with one famous person, who would it be?
Oh.
Living or dead?
Living or dead? Well, damn. I would want to say, well, no, because I think it was probably suicide, but she didn't mean it to be suicide. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Wow.
And the only reason why I say that is because, yeah, he did interviews and stuff like that, but you really never got his story in a sense. It's always been like second and third hand information. So my one question would be, did you act alone, or like did you have? I mean, something. He
Mhm.
can say, I don't know.
Questions about the grassy knoll, all of those mysteries.
Yeah. These are sometimes these can be hard questions. I don't care.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that would, because I've always wondered that. I always, everyone has their, especially when JFK shooting and Kennedy shooting. I don't think it's ever going to be solved, whatever people say.
Mhm.
But it's like me with aliens or ghosts or paranormal stuff. I don't really believe in it. I don't believe it. But you damn sure if I see a ghost or something like that behind me or that's staring at me, my fat ass is going to be out of that house like shit on stink.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not gonna stick around and try to make communication with it.
No, I'm not going to be like every white girl in a horror movie that's going to go upstairs. I don't care if I have to jump out that damn window. My ass is gone.
Run. Oh dear. Yes. Gribbly says George Carlin or Genghis Khan.
George Carlin.
Yeah. It probably would be pretty funny.
I
Hopefully.
wouldn't understand Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan.
You'd have to have a universal translator.
And then he'd probably kill me anyway.
Well, that's true. There'd have to be some ground rules.
No, he would do worse things first, then he would kill me.
That's true. Yeah, no respect for women. Well, that's why I always say, for the most part, you wouldn't really want to be a woman anytime. Even today, in different parts of the world, or a peasant in general, because men also got screwed, if they were peasants. I would have been a nun. I always tell people I would have gone straight to a convent because they'd leave you alone. So
I would have gone straight to a convent, but they would have kicked my ass out, or they would have burned me alive.
Not if you had enough money.
That's true.
There you go. But the idea of like just living behind walls and everyone has to stay away, it's like that's actually quite appealing right now. But
it really is, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm doing it my own way. We're all hermits now because I hate humanity. All right. It sounds so terrible, but you know who I do not hate, and that is Christy. Thank you so much for coming on. It is so good to talk to you again.
This was fun. If I actually had to be like on a live stream, like over an hour or something like that, I'm so happy that it was with you because it was just great casual conversation.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And maybe we could all find a time to get the old gang back together and be a little bit crazy. Who knows?
So I said I would do a People of Walmart stream before the end of the year.
Ooh, well, we'll hold you to it then. You've got 2 months.
more like 5 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Oh, shoot.
Maybe 6 weeks. I don't know.
Maybe 6 weeks. Yeah, I have to read 4 more books before then. I'm reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and the sequel, Everything is Fucked. These are the best books ever. At least the best titles ever. Oh, yeah.
Is that the first time I snorted tonight?
I think it's your second time, but wait, you haven't heard of those books?
No, I haven't.
Girl, you gotta read them. It'll change your life. Okay. I mean, this man made like $1 zillion off of his book. He just basically said the secret of happiness is not giving a fuck. I'm like, why did I think of that?
That's amazing. I thought you were just saying that in general. I didn't think they were actually really fucking books.
Yeah, I've been putting them out on my timeline because I'm reading the sequel now. So,
and what's the sequel again?
Everything is Fucked.
That's great.
Yeah, Google them. You might be able to pick them up at the thrift stores, half price or whatever, but usually they go pretty fast. Yeah. I gave a copy to my sister for her birthday.
That's an amazing book.
Yeah, It's the best title ever. Wait, I missed a snort darn bladder. Yeah, that's why you should never go to the bathroom.
No, don't do that. You don't want to piss yourself. Trust me, that could be bad.
Actually, listen to Christy. That's probably better. You'll have to search back. Well,
and I'm just I'm gonna shut up now because I'm gonna dig a further hole if I say continue.
Okay, then that's what we'll do. Well, you can find Christy around on her channel if you're not already subscribed. Maybe stay tuned or find her on Twitter so that you can keep updated with her. And you can find me here, Miss Smart Muses, where I talk about what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really, really ticks me off. We're going to be continuing with Pub Crawl next week with Zach's on Thursday, so a week from this evening. I've got some food recipe videos almost ready to go. Check this out. Christy Stieg sent me caviar in a tube from Norway. So I'm going to be reviewing that.
Huh?
It's really, really, well,
Caviar
it's really good.
in a fucking tube.
It is, and they spell it caviar with a K. I'm not lying. So stay tuned for that video. And I said to him, is everyone pregnant over there all the time? Because their food, it's good. It is actually good, but I like caviar. So caviar in a tube. We got some sweet rolls, maybe some reviews. You can see me over on Nina Infinity sometimes when we're reviewing shows on her Sunday hangs, and A Song of Ice and Fire with the Sporkings channel with Christy occasionally and others, Mr. Grant Gregory, who was here earlier. So stay tuned. There she has her Twitter. So everyone, please give her a follow if you do not already. And the tube, a tube of caviar. I actually have it on my Twitter because he gave me some caviar, some mackerel, and some hot chocolate. Because damn, their chocolate in Norway is crack cocaine. It's really good stuff. Actually, am I allowed to say that on stream? Well, if I lose my mind,
cocaine?
Yeah. Well, we've said it twice.
That's what she said.
Oh dear. All right. Well, have a great evening, everyone. Have a great day, and be certain to remember that there's nothing to worry about because everything is fucked.